Hey guys, we're back once again with Stellarblade and we're going to be taking a quick and brief, I hope, look at the performance of the Radeon RX 6700 XT with this game. First things first, let's have a look at the configuration. We've got an RX 6700 XT. This is the Nitro Plus version of the card. We are currently running it at the balance preset. As you can see, the GPU is currently fully loaded because the game is running in the background. Here's the rest of the specs. We have the 25.6.1 drivers running right now, which was just released today as of the recording of this video, June 5, 2025. And we have an Intel Core i5-12400F with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory running at 3600 MHz CL19. So, before we get into the actual gameplay, let's have a look at the settings really quickly. We are running at the same exact settings that we used on the RX 580. This is actually the same settings left over from that test. So we have 8.8 gigs used that have 12 gigs of memory available, and we have TA enabled. And here's the rest of the settings. If you want to take a quick look, we have chromatic aberration, film grain, and motion blur disabled. And we are running at 1920 by 1080. So whereas we were getting around 40 to 45 FPS, let's see how much performance we're getting out of the 6700 XT.
That was close.
So at 1080p high, we're just about hitting 100 FPS. And the same thing that we saw with the okay, I learned how to block. So, and the same behavior with the frame time graph also happens with this game, with this GPU specifically. So it seems to be. And also, by the way, this game just did an update on Steam, so I don't know what they changed. I don't know if they made any performance improvements or any changes, but this is how the game runs with the 6700 XT at 1080p. And after this cutscene, I think I'm going to turn up the settings a little bit to very high to see if so right now we're getting about 102 FPS. Let's go to the graphics settings and switch to very high. And we've lost 2 FPS pretty much, which isn't a lot. So it actually turns out that we could have actually tried very high with the RX 580 also, because it doesn't seem to be much difference in terms of frame rates from very high to high.
Let's get out of here before more of them show
And
up.
we're getting around 100. It depends on the scene. It fluctuates quite a lot. You can't exactly say this card can get this amount of frame rates. But the game looks stunning. Looks very good. And it's very well optimized, as I said earlier. So let's just turn up the resolution to, let's go to 1440p for now, to see if we actually get 60 FPS. Here we are with 1440p, and we don't seem to, it's doing better than I expected. I didn't think we'd be getting anything higher than 60, and we're getting above 70, mid 70s sometimes.
Keep moving.
We have to run. Alright. Very high at 1440p is doable on the 6700 XT, as it turns out, which is good news for those of you who are still
Let's go.
rocking a 6700 XT.
Is that an Alpha Natiba? Let's join them. life signs.
The textures, since we're running at the very high settings, do look very sharp.
Eve. Eve, pull yourself together.
And I don't know if you've noticed, they seem to have implemented a little bit of jiggle physics as well.
We haven't completed our mission.
For those of you who might be interested in that sort of
Now
thing,
it's just up to us to see this mission through.
I'm not.
Understand?
Hand on heart. That frame time graph looked a little bit weird, if you noticed that. Seems to be, I don't know, can they fix it probably in a patch? To make sure that it is always flat and doesn't do that, as you just saw on the top left. We're also getting 100% utilization, so that means that our CPU actually isn't crippling the performance. I love how detailed the enemy is. Look at that. Look at the geometry detail on this thing. I hope we don't die. I think we could do 4K with a little bit of upscaling, so let's just try that. I'm going to set the resolution to 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. Apply. And we have very high settings, TAA, except the motion blur, and all the rest of the settings are disabled. And we are just about getting the same performance we were getting with the RX 580 by the 1080p. So that's interesting. Oh gee, oh I need to, oh, yes. Before we get into the cutscene, let's just set FSR3 to quality. With FSR3 set to quality, did we just turn on frame generation as well? Let's just see. With FSR3 set to quality and frame generation, I'm gonna turn it off right now. With frame generation off, with FSR3 at the very high settings, we are getting 60 FPS at 4K. Let's see if I can, yes, I did finally parry it. So there it is. 4K with a 6700 XT. In this in-game cutscene, we're getting 50.
We can admire the scenery later. We have a job to do here.
So in this area of the game,
The terrain data's changed.
if you look at the video memory utilization on the top left, we are just above 11 gigs of VRAM usage, which is very interesting. So it shows that at 4K with the very high settings and the textures and everything set to very high, you may actually need 12 gigs of VRAM and higher. So if we just go to the graphics, leave FSR3 to quality scaling, and then turn on frame generation. Doesn't seem to be helping a lot. We're getting like another 10 FPS, which isn't much. I don't know, frame generation is supposed to double the performance, but somehow in this game it doesn't. And with the RX 580 it didn't actually do anything at all. So what if we use balanced scaling with frame generation? Does that do anything? We get another 10 FPS, which is probably only down to the scaling. So if we leave the scaling tool balanced and turn off FSR3 Frame Generation, what? It's weird. I think wait, didn't we get higher FPS with quality? The hell? So it appears that you can't rely on FSR3 at 4K with this card to get 60 FPS, unfortunately. So if we turn off FSR3, because it does incur a performance penalty, and use TAA only, we crash. Alright guys, the game crashed and we're right back in the game, which is a good opportunity that I show you something. If I press continue, just look at how quickly you get into the game. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds and we're loaded into the game. Which is, I mean, when have you seen that kind of load time before? I mean, obviously we're running the game off of an NVMe SSD, but still, it loads faster than most of the games I have seen in a long time. So let's get back into the settings. I hope this doesn't crash again. Turn on FSR3 again. Go set FSR3 to quality. No, set it to balanced. So we're getting around 57-ish FPS right now. Right.
Be careful.
Something is coming.
The crustacean plantation. They're coming. All right. Area is clear.
And if we turn on, I mean, we should have been getting around 100 FPS with FSR balanced and frame generation, but we're not. So I don't know what's wrong. What? Did it even apply? We have FSR3 frame generation on. And it doesn't work again. Why? It just has a mind of its own. It will sometimes decide it's gonna work, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna go back to 1080 and see. I'm gonna set it FSR to native because it's gonna be looking pretty horrible otherwise. And I'm gonna turn on frame generation. Oh, it's not working. In the other area of the game and the previous run, it was working, but it's not right now. At 1080, very high settings, we're getting 90-ish FPS.
This is the legion that was killed in the fire.
So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I was hoping it was going to be short and brief, but it turns out it isn't.
It's a security code.
So sorry about that.
Entry permit.
But I do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in a future video soon. Take care, guys. Bye.